Βρισκόμαστε στο βίντεο τέχνης του Γιώργου Φακανά στην αίθουσα Αθηνά Live, που σήμερα έχουμε τη χαρά να φιλοξενούμε από κοντά μας ένα σχετικά νέο κιθαρίστα, ο οποίος προβλέπεται ότι θα έχει αρκετά μεγάλη πορεία στον χώρο της jazz, τον Shachar Elnatan. So, hi, welcome to Greece.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, tell us a little about yourself. How old are you?
Well, I'm 19 years old now.
Well, that's a little young to play jazz, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been playing since I was 6. I've been playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And
Classical guitar or electric guitar?
well, I mean, I was into jazz and I guess this kind of music, you know, since a very young age.
How come?
My father was like, he was my first teacher when I was 6. So I kind of grew up with it, you know. Even before I could actually play jazz, I would always listen to jazz and rock. I mean, I started naturally playing mostly rock, and you know, little by little, I stepped into knowing the guitar better. You know.
Your father was a musician, professional musician?
Yeah, he's a teacher in Israel, and when I think about it, he was my only teacher. You know, I studied for like a long period of time. He was like my only serious teacher. You know. I mean, I'm really happy for it.
How did it work for you with studying the guitar from such a young age, like notes and melodies and modes and rhythms and stuff like that? Was it easy for you, difficult?
Well, I think because of the reason that I studied with my father, so somehow it just came like, you know, in a natural way. Things were flowing, you know, the information was just flowing in a more natural way. So I started just by doing stuff I didn't know, you know, what I was doing. Then just later I found out what I was actually playing, you know. I mean, and that's something I really am thankful, like, for how my father taught me, because it was in a very musical way. I mean, I would just play, you know, solos at the beginning. I didn't know exactly what I was playing, but I got the phrasing and the sounds into my head, you know, into my ears. And then just later I really realized, okay, that's it and that's it. So that's how it went.
Do you think that's the best way to teach someone? First teach the practical stuff and get the sound in your ears and then do the theory?
Well, I mean, for different people these stuff work different, you know. I feel for me it was great, and yeah, I do believe that music is first of all something that comes from the ears. I guess starting by the ear is a good thing. It gives you a natural touch. So
because you're the first guitarist I speak to, which is relatively young. You grew up in the era of internet.
Yeah.
Has that affected your playing somehow? Did you use the internet, the YouTube, when you were learning, or did you?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, that's something crazy, you know, because also in Israel and any place I think today, the ages of the good musicians has become really low. I mean, the really good musicians like 15 and 16 or even younger. And I guess it's a lot of because of the internet. You have YouTube today, so you could know, like, be a part of what's going on in New York, even if you're like on the other side of the world. If like 20 years ago you had to fly to, you know, New York and study with all these people, and in order to hear this kind of music today, it's all available.
I think when I'm talking about the learning experience, whereas the older people used to learn guitar by ear, by playing the record again and again, so they develop the sound in their ears.
Right.
The younger guys now turn to YouTube to see the licks and stuff like that, and it's like a shortcut of sorts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I never used YouTube as like teachers on YouTube or something, you know. I'm talking about listening and watching, you know, musicians I loved, you know. I could just like sit all day.
Okay, so which guitars do you like?
Well, I love a lot of guitar players. I started my main influences, I guess, in the beginning were like Pat Metheny and Scofield and Mike Stern. I'd really try to imitate them because I came like more from rock music, you know, like Led Zeppelin at the beginning, and then so that was kind of a good way, I guess, to get into jazz somehow more closer. And after that, I started to find out more about, you know, guys like Wes Montgomery and Jim Hall, and well, I really love lately to listen to Peter Bernstein. I studied with him a little bit also. It's a great influence, and Kurt Rosenwinkel, and you know, all the great modern jazz guitar players.
So you're listening mostly jazz music right now?
Well, no, I mean, I try to listen to everything. I mean, still enjoy, you know, rock music and classical music. I mean, I learned in a high school, it was like an arts high school. So they taught us a lot of classical music, and that gave me a lot too. And you know, I discovered a lot of music from different places all over the world lately, also from Africa and from South America, and that also opened me a lot. I mean, I think it went into my playing also. All the rhythms and the stuff, I felt they were also a big influence for me.
Do you feel that you're ready to incorporate all this music that you hear in your playing? Or do you have a lot of time in front of you to do that?
Well, I'm sure it's a lifetime thing, but I already feel that it's part of my, you know, it's in my head now, and it's not something I control. And yeah, but I could always get deeper, you know, into African music. I'd love to go to Africa for, you know, some time to learn, to study there, and to Morocco, and to all these different places that have amazing music. But now I'm working on a concert of mine back in Israel. It's just going to happen, and I realized that I have like a few tunes that I really felt it would be a shame not to somehow incorporate these kind of music, because it's really been part of me lately. So I hope it is part of me.
Okay. So how is the jazz scene in Israel and the music scene in general?
Well, Israel is a very special place when it comes to jazz. It's a special place, but I think the level in Israel is very high. From what I saw and from what I hear, and also a great amount of young musicians, really young, really young, and not also young, I mean, you have also a lot of really great Israeli jazz musicians you can hear about in New York, you know, everywhere. I was in Brooklyn, and you go into a jam session, you know, all the best musicians, and everyone is like Israeli. It's surprising how many Israeli musicians there are. It's a good thing. I think it's a good environment. I mean, it can be sometimes competitive environment. I mean, from what I feel comparing to Europe, but maybe also New York is that way. So it's kind of, but it's good.
Okay, but now you're in Greece.
Now I'm in Greece.
So what brought you here?
Well, I met Vasilis Podaras. He's the drummer who plays with us tonight, and I met him about half a year ago, something like that. We met at the IASJ conference in Graz, in Austria, and we had a good click there. So he invited me to play. So we're having 2 concerts with Yoris Fakanas, and we had a concert, a trio concert with me, Vasilis, and Yorgos Kontrafouris. He's a great organ player. It was a great pleasure.
So, what's your impression of the music scene here in Greece?
Great people. I'm having so much fun, and great musicians too.
How does it feel when someone that is older and very highly regarded in the music area trusts you to interpret his work and play with him live, although you are relatively young and mostly unknown for, at least for the Greek audience or stuff like that. How does it feel?
Well, I guess, you know, we heard me and played together in the ISJ where we met, and he thought that he would want to play with me. So,
does it make you feel stressed? Do you feel happiness? What do you feel?
I'm so happy, you know. I'm so happy to come here and meet all these people. Really, everybody's so nice, and you know, to make some music. I feel it's a blessed thing to do.
Okay, so something that made Giorgos Faganas and the other guys trust you with their words. Play something.
All right.
I watched you playing. You don't have a pick. You don't use a pick.
Right. Yeah. I play with my. I mean, I play the same technique as with a pick, just my fingernail.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess when I was like little, I didn't like pick, so I just got used to play that way.
Well, talk about this guitar.
Yeah, well, it's a
strange.
special guitar. Yeah. I have a story actually behind this guitar because it's built by an amazing guitar builder. His name is Victor Baker. It's VB. He lives now, I think, in Brooklyn, in New York. I got a guitar. I mean, one of my teachers had, like in my school, I saw he had a guitar, Victor Baker, and I was just looking for a guitar, and I really loved it. So when I was in the States, I went to him, and I got also an amazing guitar. It was like this, but only 6 strings, and that was a few years ago. And what happened is that it broke. That was really hard. And it just broke, and it was unfixable. I sent it back to him, and he said he can't fix it. So he said the money I paid him, you know, for fixing the guitar, he just gave me this guitar instead, which was his own guitar. That was the guitar he played on. And I wasn't sure at the beginning because it was 7 strings, and it was also really tough at the beginning. I played on it for a while, and then I decided maybe to drop it because it was too hard. But I think I had a few gigs, like duo gigs, and I really started to understand that it's a really good tool, this 7th string. You could hear it's like you could play these bass notes. It has a lot of rhythm, so now I love it. You know, I play it a lot, and I think it gives a lot to my sound.
So what's the plan for the future? What do you think that you're gonna do in 5 years from now?
5 years? Well, I hope to make a lot of good music all over the world. You know? And I mean, you know, I'm really excited to go back now to Israel. There's a lot of projects I'm really proud of, and I hope, you know, these things will continue. I mean, good friends of mine and amazing musicians that I play with, and so I hope, you know, I'll just in the future keep on doing it. You know, feel good about it.
So I wish you the best of luck in your plans. Have
Thank
a
you.
good show tonight, and I hope to see you again here soon with your own band and your own project and stuff like that.
I wish. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Για περισσότερες συνεντεύξεις, παρουσιάσεις εξοπλισμού και ενημέρωση για τα επόμενα events στην Αθήνα, επισκεφτείτε το Guitarspot.Gr.